You are listening to episode 151 of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind Podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you are created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle Tienel. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Just taking a minute here before we dive into the episode to let you know that time is almost running out for you to join my January 2023 group of Busy to Balanced, my small group mom's life coaching program. So if you're hearing this episode the week that it comes out, know that there's just a few more days for you to get in on this life-changing opportunity, especially at the new year when you have some big goals set. Just guarantee that you are going to make progress and cross the finish line in those goals when you have your own life coach, someone who is going to support you, guide you, hold you accountable, and also teach some things that you don't have right now in your mom tool belt that is going to just have you having more peace, more balance, and more joy in your life. Imagine that you're able to remain calm, feel in control, and just take confident action and know that you are progressing forward, being the most effective mom you can be, and just enjoying this one life that we get. I'm here to help you do all of that inside of Busy to Balance. So in a few days, enrollment will be closed and the new group will starting, and I'm not positive when or if there will be another one. So get in touch with me, follow the links that are provided here, and we will see you on the inside. Now let's dive into the episode. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Happy, healthy, and holy in the new year. If you're a new listener, I want you to know that this is the 3.0 version. And what I mean by that is that this is the third time in the new year on this podcast that I am having an episode that has this title to focus on in the new year. And to give you some tips to be able to create more peace of mind in your life. And I put it in the context of our happiness, our health, and our holiness. And I want you to know that even though it's the third year in a row, I am doing this episode that I call the 3.0 version in that I haven't gone back and listened to the other episodes. So there's like an update, our software on our phones that go into a new version, and that's how I'm looking at this episode. I'm not positive how new it will be, how different it will be from what I've said in the past. I just know that for this reason, I'm not going back to listen to the 2.0 or the 1.0 version, because even though I highly recommend you do, I wanted to come from the perspective of where I am in my life right now. And I think it would be interesting to see if what I have to say here on this one is any way the same or different than the ones that I've recorded in the past. But what for sure is that though the years are different, whether this be 1, 2.0, 2022, 2023, is that it will be helpful in some way to your life. So just listen up and take the nuggets that you can apply to your life right now to have an increase of peace of mind. I know that the content that I gave you in the first version is helpful and in the second. And then today, I want you to know that I'm just coming up with what I think would help you today in this year. And of course, it's going to be based on what's going on in my life. I'm just a different person with all the experiences that I've had in the last year or two, and so are you. So depending on where you are in life and what stage of motherhood you're in, I do know that if you scroll back and go to last year's and the year before that has the same title, Happy, Healthy, and Holy in the New Year, that those versions, you'll get a lot from it too as well. Okay, so let's start out by discussing the happy part. Okay, look, we've just gone through a holiday season where it is supposed to be all about joy and happiness, right? And out of all the seasons, the time that it is right now, it's a time to think about the birth of Christ and all the amazing blessings that has come from it. But there are a lot of people out there who aren't happy, who find this time of year, the holiday season, and the new year a difficult time. And then we pivot a little bit, right, into the new year where it's a calendar change, and a lot of us look at it as a fresh start. Some people look at it that way, and then of course they put a lot of impetus on, pressure on starting over or stopping a bad habit. But I want to focus on being happy in general. And first of all, saying that one of the things that really does make me more happy was the knowledge that I found out, and that I also help my clients understand, is that the goal of this earthly life experience is not to be happy all the time. And that in itself, the fact that I'm not supposed to be happy all the time, or that I'm offering to you, you're not supposed to be happy all the time. That's not what this life was meant to be. In itself, that brings me peace. Because the truth is, I'm not, right? I'm not happy all the time. I'm often sad and disappointed and discouraged. And I want you to know that in this new year, I want you to create happiness in your life. And that, yes, there will be that time, there will be that joy to be had. And I often tell you that one of the main focuses should be to enjoy this life while we're here. But whatever our age, but wherever we are with our children and their ages, and even though it might seem hard and we have challenges, that there is always something to find, to enjoy. And we want to do that as much as possible. But as far as creating more happiness in your life, I just want to offer that the one that brings me the most peace is to just know that the goal is not to be happy 100% of the time. So we want to relish when we are feeling happy and not make it be a problem or there's something wrong with us if we're not happy all the time. The other part that I want you to think about as we create a happier life is to know in your heart that it's you that creates the happiness for yourself. And we want to let go of trying to make other people happy. So often in my coaching practice, the topic that I coach on is when I hear moms say, I just want them to be happy. I just want the kids to be happy. I'm doing this so we all can be happy. Do you ever say that to yourself? I'm doing all the X, Y, and Z things so that other people will feel better. Okay, now I know about service, and we know about being generous and helping others and doing for others. I'm all about that. What I'm not about anymore, and what I want you to see too, is that we want to let this notion that we have this power and control over other people's emotions, including our kids, including our children, we want to let go of that, right? We want to let go of thinking that it's us that controls their happiness. I just want my kids to be happy. Well, I know it's their thoughts and other people's thoughts. It's our friends' thoughts. It's our mother's thoughts. It's our teacher's thoughts, our boss's thoughts, our in-laws' thoughts, our church family. Everybody is responsible for their own emotional life, which includes their own happiness. And with that said, I want to bring it back to really the best way to be that part of making other people happy is to concentrate on making yourself happy first. That is how we get there faster and quicker. Because when a child sees their mom happy, then they more likely will have thoughts that will bring them joy, When we see our kids happy, that fills us up, but it's still our thoughts about them that are creating our happiness when we see them. So just know it's your responsibility, if you want to raise your level of joy and happiness in your life, that you get to decide what you're going to think about everything. And that includes to think about what's going on, all the things that you have. And if you're not feeling happy about it or right now, it's not a problem. We're not going to be happy all the time. But if you want to be more happy, if you want to raise the percentage of the time that you're feeling happy, I just want to ask you, what will you commit to focusing on? What will you commit to think? What will you go after? Which may take, it may take work. It may take focus and work on you believing and redirecting your thoughts there, but you can do it. Just think of a subject right now in your life. If it happens to be something you want to be happier around, like where you live, or do you want to be happier about your marriage? Do you want to be happier about your money situation? Happier about your physical life? Just pick whatever subject that you want to raise the percentage of happiness. Pick something right now, and then focus on generating and creating a thought right now that when you think about it, about this particular subject, you get a shift in vibration in your body, a shift in emotion towards raising that vibration of happiness. So to just sum it up, for you to have a happier new year, I would relish in this idea that the goal of your life is not to be happy all the time. And if that's true, does that bring you more peace in your life when you aren't feeling happy? It does for me, and I hope it will for you too. And then secondly, I want us to let go of the idea that we're all responsible for other people's happiness and that we want to just concentrate now on our own happiness. Because when we do that, that actually gets us farther to the place of where we can have a positive effect on other people's happiness. All right. So now let's step into the healthy part of this happy, healthy, and holy new year. Okay, in the new year, we again want to raise our percentage in our health categories. Personally, I believe that I have access to a way of thinking that makes me feel happier when I'm doing things that make me feel healthier. Just last month, I did start to feel like I wasn't at my healthiest. And more specific, it has to do with my strength and my muscles. I turned 48 in October, and at this stage of life, and what goes on for us, right, there is a kind of knowledge that we don't have as much muscle mass or strength as we age, as we grow older. So for myself, I wasn't feeling strong. It's as simple as I wasn't able to lift my luggage onto the overhead carriers when I was on a recent flight. And noticing how quickly that I wear out when I do things that require my strength. And I'm going up and down stairs in my house, and I'm usually carrying a lot of things. Or when it comes to grocery bags coming in from the car, I just have noticed. And I've decided to put a focus on my health in getting stronger. So I'm on that journey right now with a health coach. Yes, I myself walk my talk. I have both my own life coach that I see regularly for my mental and emotional health, and I've added a health coach to increase my physical health. So I have put this focus and goal on my life for 2023. And for me personally, to do that little bit to become healthier for me, to build more muscle and to get stronger and to have definition for my body type. So what is it for you? What is it that you want to focus on that will increase your health levels and have you being a little bit healthier in your life right now? And notice how I said the word little bit. Don't think that we have to jump all of a sudden to going from a certain way or a certain level that you are and then change everything. Or like even for me, I'm not going to do weightlifting or training like all 7 days a week and I've built in breaks there. We're starting at a certain level and then we will increase incrementally as I get stronger and build that new habit. And even just literally, when the muscles get stronger, then I can handle more. So what can you add, even if it's a little bit, to increase your physical health in the new year? Is it taking away a dessert after a couple meals in the evening? Is it doing an extra 10 minutes if you are already going on walks? Is it pausing at some point in the day and actually for 5 or 10 minutes you stretch? So it's just thinking about how you can make an incremental increase to make this a healthier year than perhaps the last. Where can you gain some peace of mind knowing that you have a focus and a plan to make some changes for you to be a little bit more healthier in your life? What could you focus on? What could you increase? What little change could you make? What little pivot? What could you start adding to your life that would make it more healthy for you? And of course, I can't talk about this subject, about being physically better, mentally better, emotionally better, and not bring up life coaching as one of those options to become just healthier all around in the new year. It increases your mental and emotional health, and it makes you just stronger and more robust and your life more satisfactory. In having the accountability and support of someone else that who's not a part of your everyday life can help you see and overcome obstacles that are right now in your way to becoming the healthier person that you want to be. And mostly when it comes to what we want to do or change in our life, as we can just talk about it to someone else who understands and sees what you're after, what goals you're after, and is your encouragement and cheerleader the whole way. Just think about that as an option. And when you change anything, and our mind goes a little bit wild about that, but life coaching provides you a list of tools and concepts to draw upon and apply immediately to your life that takes this kind of, worrisome part of your brain, the fear part that says change isn't something that we want to deal with or it's going to be too hard. And it normalizes this and it helps you not let that stop you, but to move on forward towards your goals. So I highly recommend, if just overall health increase is your focus for this new year, then consider life coaching. Okay, now we're going to talk about being holier or being more holy. Just increasing our holiness. And when we think about holy and holiness, I want to think about sacredness, the sacred part of our life right now. If you happen to be Catholic like I am, we have our own definition of what it means to be holy, to be in service, to know and love God with all of our heart and help our neighbor and follow the commandments. And we have the sacraments that we do. And hopefully we can spend time with Christ in a holy hour, adoration. We call on the angels and saints to help and intercede for us while we're here on earth. And if you are a Christian or another denomination, some kind of spiritual practice that you call on, I invite you to just think for a moment how you define the word holy in regards to your spiritual life. And can you take that word sacredness and just define for yourself what you hold sacred? And can we take the sacredness and whatever that is in our faith practice and increase it this new year? Can we carve out some time that is time and focus that is dedicated to increasing the sacredness of our lives? And I want to offer two things to think about. I want to offer more time, and I want to offer increase in holy moments that we share, that we recognize as being holy or from above, or even just that, that spirit and that overall feeling of I am alive and I live here on this earth and I was created and I have so many blessings. Just that acknowledgement, right? That we can fit in some time to just admire and realize that this whole life we are living is sacred. I want to offer to increase, besides sacred time, just your sacred experiences in general. So what that means for me, that it might be, again, like I mentioned, more time in adoration. It might mean going into nature, and it maybe is doing a nature walk. And perhaps I'm holding and saying a rosary as I do that. Just more experiences that I acknowledge connect me with my Creator and acknowledge the amazingness of this world and this human experience. I've really had several of these this past year, just beautiful sacred experiences as my family. For instance, we did go to Europe and we visited Fatima, Portugal, which is a very holy place for us Catholics. And I just put myself in that situation where I created this sacred experience. We also went to Spain and visited many birthplaces of saints and churches. And I visited a monastery and a convent that was created and started by now one of the saints that I truly admire. I just put myself in these places, and I plan on doing some of the same this year. So for you, it might not even be travel somewhere, but it's literally just like more time, maybe at a church event. It's more time for you in nature. It doesn't have to be a lot when I'm inviting you to make it a more holy year. I'm just saying, can we bring more awareness to how much is going on in our life? And can we make just an incremental increase, a little bit more prayer time to our day? Can we start a new habit or ritual before bedtime that has us putting ourselves into a sacred and more holy state of mind? And I just want to contemplate that for today. I just want you to contemplate that for yourself today as you listen to me offer this to you. Hopefully you or sparked some ideas or ways where you do want to focus and increase and become more holy in this new year. We have to take some time here at the start, right? And just decide what that will be. So that's what I want to spark for you today. And of course, to let you know that it doesn't have to be giant, life-changing. It doesn't have to be this incredible resolution. It doesn't have to have you to stop doing things. It doesn't have to take any more time or make you more busy. We just want to do a little bit and a little bit more consciousness and being more deliberate towards growing and bettering ourselves and increasing what I know a lot of people want, and that is to be happier, healthier, and holier. Of our spiritual practice, it could be reading a page in the Gospels. It could be reaching out to a friend. It could be asking them and somebody if they need help with something. It could be making a list of other people who you know that need prayers and decide, even without them knowing, that you're just going to pray for them. Maybe making that something you do on a regular basis, whereas before it was something that was sporadic. Just that little change will increase your holiness. Each week, pick a new person who doesn't know you're praying for them. The last part, just because I'm in the midst, like I said, of trying to be more cognizant of the beauty that is around in nature, I can look around and just be more present in my life. This is happening, but I do want you to know that it happens in tiny little snippets. But still, those moments, they do add up. Of this beautiful world that God created, there are miracles that we are missing. They are happening. They are in front of us every single day. So I invite you to relish and take in a sunrise. Or as you're driving, if you have beautiful scenery, say mountains, just soak it in and feel the sacredness of that and watch your holiness increase. So I just invite you to take some time outside in God's beautiful earth and look at these miracles and take them in and feel more connected to our Creator and just increase our overall happiness, our health, and our holiness in this new year. And I hope that in each of these subjects that I gave you something to think about and to apply in your own life. That is the most important part that I want you to know. I love you listening, but the real transformations in your life come from applying. So before I go, and if you're again listening to this the week that this episode comes out, it will be the time when my Busy to Balance group is enrolling. That is my small mom's life group coaching program. And I'm not positive if there are spots still available, but in case there is, and if you have any kind of impetus to increase your happiness, health, and holiness by being a part of this group, because that group certainly will have you making leaps and bounds in all three of those areas, then I invite you to take advantage and come talk to me to see if this is something that aligns with your life right now. And that is just what I wanted to offer you all today. And then just to wish you a very happy new year. I love you all. And definitely go back and listen to last year's and the year before episode of Happy, Healthy, and Holy. And if you feel compelled, go ahead and let me know. Let me know what your favorite part was, what it sparked for you. You can message me on Instagram or you can email me. And all that information is always available on my website at danielletino.com or in the show notes here of the podcast. All right, everyone. Again, Happy New Year, and I will talk to you again next week. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Are you ready to take everything I teach you here and put it to work for your own life? To really learn how to have peace of mind no matter what is happening around you? If so, I'd love to have you as a client. As your coach, this is where you'll get personal and focused time on your own mind using life coaching tools, concepts, and proven life-transforming wisdom, all through a faith-filled lens. To learn more about how we can work together, come on over to danielletino.com. There, you'll see how to sign up for a free coaching consult and learn how to get started. Until next time, peace be with you always.